Hey guys, it's Rye, and I'm here to do a bit of a devlog of stuff that I've been working on this weekend. About a year ago, probably a little bit more than that, there was a game jam with the theme Connection. And I didn't finish the game for the game jam, but I had this idea of making a match 3 game, because it made me think of Connect 4, and then, whatever. Anyway, I tried to make a match 3 game, and it turns out it's like really hard. There's lots of logic required to do that kind of stuff. So what I did was I took this kind of perfect class for it, make a match 3 puzzle game in Unity by Will Merlin, and it teaches you to do exactly that. So I actually am not finished the course. I'm about 75% of the way through, but at 75% of the way through, you get a working level. I probably put, however long the course takes, 60 hours, and then another 30 hours. All the artwork is my own, so I spent time making the different shapes and stuff, and it's still got a long, long, long way to go. But I have a working level, and if you want to try it, you can go up to nascentreality.itch.io, and you can play the one level that I've made so far. Now, the idea came from a game jam, and that was from a Game Dev HQ game jam. I never finished, like I said, but they've got a new game jam that is basically 8 months long. So from now until September 30th, you have to complete a game and basically get it in a store in some form that's monetizable. So you can either sell the game for, some amount, or put in ads so that you can receive funds from the ads, or some other method to monetize the game. And as long as you've got published, you can enter. Now, they said, you can take an old game and republish it. And obviously, with a game like this, I probably want to make it more creative and add, 50 levels, we'll say, to it, that people can go through. The concept behind the game is kind of like you're mining ore off of asteroids in the asteroid belt. So, you can go from asteroid to asteroid and play a game on each asteroid. So I want there to be some kind of story component in between about, this person who's, on this mission to collect all this ore for a mining concern, and, make it fun and do that kind of stuff. So I'm excited for this because, I'm a mom and I don't have a ton of time to do 3-day game jams when you got a family to take care of. So having 8 months to kind of polish something and really put it out there and finish something that I'd started is very good. It's a good motivation for me. So that's what I'm going to do. So effectively the game is a 2D game, right? So if I play it here, it's pretty all 2D. But my idea is that I want parts of the game, the story part of the game that transitions between each stage, to be 3D. So I actually made another scene this weekend. I was going to call it Transition, and I started to make asteroids. I'm going to flip back here, and started making asteroids in ZBrush. My husband's peeking in at us. I'm doing a video. I won't tell you what he's doing now. Thank you. Goodbye, husband. Alright. And I'm going to show you kind of how I've been doing them, and I've got some new things to try. So I'm going to leave this open, but I'm going to launch ZBrush. I realize I have a number of things open at the same time here, so I'm hoping everything will run smoothly. Oh, ZBrush opened up in the other window, but that's okay. Just move it on over. Maybe. There we go. Okay. And I'm going to press comma to remove the shelf. And I'm going to go into the tool, I'm going to choose a sphere, and I'm going to draw it out like that. I'm actually going to go to initialize and pull this way down. 16, and 16. Document new. I'm just going to restart this. And draw another one. There we go. Nice and simple. Press T to go into edit mode. And I'm going to push this Make Polymesh 3D button. Frame. And zoom. Going to press the move and grab the move brush to draw my draw size up, and I'm gonna pull this mesh out and in and start to make a rock shape. Or an asteroid shape, I suppose. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. Now, because this is a sphere, it's got kind of like those pie shapes in the center there, so I want to get rid of those. So I'm going to go down to Geometry and ZRemesher, and we got 226 points, so I'm going to change that to 1 or 5 and 700, so that's not too bad. I'm going to push it one more time just to square things up a bit more. Okay, that's not too bad. Grab the flat brush. Flatten. I'm just gonna sharpen some stuff up since this is rock. We don't want it to be too round in places. Okay. And see if there's something else that might help. For now, okay, I'm gonna leave it like that. And I want to go to Z plugin, UV master, unwrap. I've unwrapped it, and now I'm going to go and divide it 6 times and zoom out a bit. I'm going to change my material, matte cap gray, just so it looks a little bit more like stone. And I'm going to grab just the standard brush, but I'm going to change my alpha. And there is an alpha. This one here, alpha 23, with the rounded brushes. I think this is the one. Draw size is big, that's okay. I'm going to take the intensity down to like 9 though. And I'm going to apply this. Okay, so it's doing what I want, but not going the right direction. So I'm going to press Control Z, Z sub, so that it goes down. There we go. Just going to go all around it, creating craters. That might have been too much on that side, but I don't think it'll matter so much. Okay, we almost got it all, I think. There we go. Alright, I think it's looking pretty good for now. Alright, let's move. So I'm gonna go, and I want to save this tool out first. And we're going to go Asteroids and create a new folder. This is Asteroids 004. And Asteroids 004. And I'm going to take all the subdivisions off. Say export Asteroids 004. Underscore low poly. And I'm going to put all the subdivisions back up. And export this one again. We're going to replace it with high poly. I'm pretty sure I did remember to unwrap it, so we should be good. And I can close that as ZBrush. And I'd never save a project. Alright, so now we're going to go into Substance. And I'm going to go File, New. And I'm going to leave this on PBR, Metallic Roughness Algorithmic. I am using Unity, so I could choose Unity Algorithmic. But I think I'm going to stick... This gives me some extra textures I can still use. Alright, and of my file, I want to go find my Asteroid 4. Low poly is the one you want to open. And I'm going to say OK. And I don't want to save my changes to that one. Alright, so what I want to do first is go to my texture set settings. And I'm going to move this down. And it's going to bake all the default mesh maps. So I'm going to press bake all mesh maps. I'm going to uncheck ID because it doesn't gives an error anyway. It has something to do with groups or in your materials, but I haven't sorted that out yet. And bake default mesh maps. Oh, I forgot to do one thing. Let's do that again. Come down here, bake mesh maps. I forgot right here, high definition meshes. I want to select my high poly mesh. So if you watch that bake through the first time, it was all smooth. But when it bakes through this time, we should see the craters show up. There we go, that's better. Okay, so I did try, playing with some different types of textures. You saw the one I had loaded before had an unusual texture. But I guess just as a demonstration here, go back to layers, and we'll just drag concrete on there. So you can see what concrete looks like, and then down here, if there's any options available, I can scale it and do different things. But concrete doesn't quite work, right? So I'm going to get rid of that one. And I just tried to make a substance and substance painter. So I'm actually going to try and import that right now. So if I go to materials, I'm not 100% sure if it worked properly, but asteroid working. I think I put in Ceres. And this one here, oh, actually I'm not sure which of these is the right one, but try this one. And actually I can probably import both. And base material. Try that. Optional prefix. This is like a asteroid. Okay, and I want to go to my current project. Okay, look, it imported, and it actually kind of looks like I'm expecting it to. So what I'm going to do, oh cool, very cool, it looks very nice. So I made this in Substance Designer using some maps that I got from Filter Forge. I may poke into that if I have time, but yay, it looks really good. I haven't seen it in Substance Painter yet, so but I'm happy with the preview right now. And oh, cool. It is cool. Okay, I think it's a bit big, so I'm going to scale it down. Wow, it's like super deep and very random. Alright, I'm going to change this from UV projection to transplanar projection, which typically for some reason tends to look better. Okay, so that's way too big, way too small, somewhere around trying to find a spot that looks good to me. I press A and rotate around it. Very cool. So I do like it. It looks a little shiny. So maybe if I can go to the rough. So we want to keep it on. Attributes. Very cool. Okay, so typically I would add another layer on top of this, and I'm looking to see if I have something that'll work. I'm going to go back here to import, go to add resources. I'm just going to go to my downloads folder, and I know ice stylized. And plus ice, and import it to my current project. Cancel that. This should be base material. Okay, and I stylized, imported, and this one I'm going to throw on top. It's kind of a weird ice color, but this one I'm going to right click and say, I need a black, add black mask. Alright. Now, I want to add a generator here, I believe. And the type of generator I want to choose is, I'm going to go with dirt, even though it isn't really dirt I'm doing. I want to try and put ice across it, but I feel like it's going to have a similar impact. There we go. And again, it's the level of dirt. How much ice do I want on this? I feel like that is a good amount. The contrast, I can make it really blue or a little less blue. And then grunge is that banding, which I like less, so I'm going to turn that down. Okay, cool. So I've got a kind of a cool texture here. I'm going to go Alt. Looks very asteroidy to me. This one has been around the block for sure. Okay, so I'm going to go to File, and I'm going to Export Textures, and I'm going to change this to the location that I'm working on, which is the working asteroids, asteroid 4 in this folder here. And I'm going to press Export. Open folder, and here's my textures and my low poly. I'm actually going to do view. Okay, so I'm going to take the low poly and all of these maps. I'm going to copy them, and I'm going to go back into my project. This time I'm going to go to Assets, Models, and I'll create a new folder. Asteroid 004. And I'm going to paste all these guys in here. And I'm also going to save this project because I really liked how this one came out. Asteroids. Asteroid 004. And we can close this guy. Okay, so now the first thing we want to do is we're going to go into my Asteroid 004, and I'm going to grab the normal map and apply it as a normal map. Huzzah, that worked. Okay, then you want to go to your mesh, make sure that you have the materials selected. You can see that my group, this is the default name from ZBrush, probably should have renamed it, but too late now, has a no material, because there wasn't a mat file with this. Well, there was, but we didn't take it. So I'm going to press this extract materials button, and I'm going to tell it to do it not in, in my assets models in this folder right here. select it. There you go. I'm going to rename this. We're going to call it Asteroids 004 Matte. And now I have an editable material that I can go ahead and pull these onto. So base color goes under albedo, metallic goes here, and next up is normal map, and height map, and I'm going to try ambient occlusion, and roughness is height. Is that the one I put on there? Oh no, he's got a different height. Roughness might actually be detail mask, but we'll try it, see what happens. Okay, so now this guy is assigned with the right map. So now what I'm going to do is drag him in here. And we zoom out here. I'm in 2D view, that would help me. And what I'm going to do is going to blow it right up so we can take a good close look at it. And I think it looks kind of good. So these other ones I did were more brown for sure. But, and this one obviously is a lot more glossy, and I'll have to take a look kind of at how I feel about the gloss, but I'm just going to pull these guys up next to each other since I know that they're in view of the camera right now. Go back to my game window, and it's quite a bit darker, so I think I might want to go lighter. And I'm going to scale it down again. Let's go with 4, 4, 4. And bring it back a bit. Something like that. Alright, so it's not too bad. Take a good look at it in edit view. It's kind of cool. Anyway, so this is kind of me working on Asteroids. The plan is to maybe use Cinemachine to guide the user's camera through the asteroid belt, kind of parking in front of an asteroid when a mission starts. So it'll just be like a little segue sequence. I'm not typically creating the rocks one at a time. This bunch here is actually a cluster. Using inset material brushes in ZBrush to create a bunch of little rocks all at once, and then that same painting job with the brush with the that creates the craters, we'll say. It's the same deal on them, but this is with a very different texture and a lot more ice, as you can see. But I'm going to go with this, with the moon crater, but I do want to see if I can make it a little bit lighter than it is currently. Obviously my lighting in here is very dark, but I find them a little bit too dark. I like it to be a little bit brighter. But I will work on that another time. So that's my devlog for today. If you have any questions or any suggestions, please let me know in the comments. Thanks.